Hi, my name's Matt Wallaert, and I'm a behavioral psychologist and co-founder of GetRaised.com, a site that helps women get the raises they deserve. It's a beautiful Monday here in New York, and because it's Memorial Day, many people have taken the day off. They seem pretty happy about it. So imagine taking every Monday off. Statistically speaking, if you're a man, you could take every Monday off for the rest of your life and still earn more than your female coworkers. It's because for every dollar that a man makes, a woman makes only about 70 cents for the same work. It doesn't have to be that way. Psychologists like me have looked at the gender wage gap, and a big part of it is that women simply don't ask for raises nearly as often as men, partially because we socialize them not to. And when they do, they're less likely to get raises, in part because of the way they ask. Women are much more likely to use feeling words like, I need a raise or I want a raise, while men are more likely to bring in facts and figures and to point out their own accomplishments. So we built GetRaised to convince women that they need to ask for raises and to help make sure that they get them. It's completely free. It's a project that my co-founder and I built along with our team just because we felt it was important. We originally charged for it, but once we made the money back that it took to build it, we made it free, and it'll continue to be that way. So the real challenge is helping get women to use it. Let me tell you a little bit about the process, and then let me tell you or ask you how you could help us. So GetRaised is broken down into three main steps. First, we ask women what they do, where they work, how much they make, so we help them see if they're being underpaid. We use government data and a mashup of open job postings to figure out what market salaries are in areas for different jobs. If women are underpaid, we ask them a few more questions that help us generate what we call a raise request, and that's really the second step. It's essentially generating a letter that lays out a clear case for why they deserve a raise. It includes comparisons to the market salary for the job, local positions that are paid more, helps them spell out the accomplishments that they've done to help the company in the last 6 months and what they plan to do in the next 6 months to address the bottom line. So in the third step, after they printed out the letter, we start reminding them to follow up. Did they hand it in? Did they set a meeting? When is it set for? And we'll start sending them helpful advice. Have you memorized your numbers? Thought about what you're going to wear? The night before, we'll remind them to get enough sleep and have a good breakfast. It's all about pushing them to make sure that they follow up on this raise request. And that's GetRaised. It's free and it's startlingly effective. 72% of women who hand in a raise request get a raise, and the average raise is over $6,500. So if we have the tools and we know they work, what can we do as men and MARC members? Well, first, statistically speaking, there are more men in management positions, which means more likely than not, we're going to be the ones making the decisions about women and men getting raises. So when a woman comes to you and all you hear is I need, I want, try to ask the questions that lead her to tell you why she deserves a raise. Prompt her for her accomplishments. Help her understand that you want to hear about market salaries and how she's contributing to the business. And if she comes to you with those things, listen. She's not being aggressive. She's not laying out a case for why you've been a bad boss. She's laying out the business case for why she deserves to be paid equitably. More importantly, though, we can encourage the women around us to ask for raises. Our wives, our girlfriends, our daughters, our mothers, our friends. How often do we actually sit down and talk with them about how much they're making and how much they should be making? Using GetRaised or not, we all have women in our lives, and we need to make the wage gap about more than just this abstract issue. We need to make it about changing things for people we know. GetRaised makes it easy to help women check if they're being underpaid, and as men, we can help push them into making that first step. We can introduce the concept. We can lend our support. So instead of taking every Monday off for the rest of our lives and letting the pay gap continue to exist, I'm asking you to take a few minutes right now and send an email or give a call to a few women in your life. Talk to them about the gender wage gap and how they may be underpaid and they may not even know it. Show them some tools that exist like GetRaised or Salary.com or any site that allows them to check and see if they are being underpaid. And if they are, volunteer to help support them as they ask for a raise. Remind them that you think they're worth it and that they have to think they're worth it too. I appreciate your time. Just take a few minutes find a few women, and do everything you can.